Our next contestant is also doing an MSc from the Department of Zoology and Sciences Division. Megha Sethi is looking at the effects of seasonal water abstraction for irrigation on benthic, I can't even read, invertebrates of the, and I'm not going to be able to say this either.
Manuherikia.
Thank you. River system, New Zealand. I need you around in my life all the time. This is just awesome. What was I thinking? Fantastic. Please all give her a warm welcome.
In this panorama of my field site in central Otago, taken in March 2019, you can see that more than 50% of the naturalized flow is directed into an irrigation canal, which supports farms of sheep, cattle, and fruit orchards of export quality. With the current permits that the farmers have, they're not even restricted to take 100% of that water. Downstream of that take, the width of the river, the depth of the river, and the flow velocity are considerably reduced, leaving residents of the river, like the fish and invertebrates, to grapple with fight for survival for the 5-month irrigation period. Luckily for Manuherikia River, in 1991, the New Zealand government passed the Resource Management Act, to comply with which Otago Regional Council is monitoring, putting minimum flow limits on the amount of water that can be abstracted, and renewing these age-old mining permits that allow such exploitative abstraction by 2021. So I, in 2019, took my net and my sampling equipment to 3 of such diversions of the 213 on Manuherikia River, collected invertebrate samples. Invertebrates are animals that lack the vertebral column, for example, snails, insects, earthworms, crustaceans. I collected them from downstream of the river and downstream of the take and upstream of the take 3 times, when the river was at its lowest in March, when the water abstraction was stopped in May, and in June again. I took these to my lab, identified and counted each one of them, calculated their abundances and diversity richness, and related them to flow parameters. Preliminary results show that throughout the 3 samplings, the abundance was lower in the downstream of the take. Invertebrates reflect the health of the ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem, and are the food source for the fish, game fish, for example, trout and eels, and is also native galaxids. What my results cannot do is solve the problem of water abstraction or minimum flow setting, but it's giving a scientific foundation to the policymakers to do the same. Just like with any world problem, any world issue like poverty or terrorism, it's the joint effort of the scientific community, the stakeholders like the Otago Regional Council, and the stakeholders like farmers, governing body like the Otago Regional Council, to come together to sustainably, judiciously preserve our freshwater resources. Thank you.
You've got a wonderful level of enthusiasm for your topic. I really could tell that you're really passionate about this and passionate about making a difference. I also really enjoyed that you outlined how important your topic is very, very early in the presentation, so we were really clear what it was you were going to talk about and why we needed to hear about it. Well done.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I would certainly concur with the passion and animation that you showed with the topic was definitely infectious. I got particularly engaged when you spoke about the importance of the invertebrates to the ecosystem. If I was going to give you some advice, I would consider bringing that earlier in the presentation, and that might have got me going a bit sooner as well.
Thank you. Yeah, great passion. I thought it was good background to the problem, and your methods were really well described. And to hear those results too and the impacts, that sort of just drew it all together. And great interaction with the slide too. So brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a kitten at home and he keeps bringing in invertebrates. It'll be quite good to get some testing and actually some elimination, I think, from his coat. There's quite a lot of slugs, ladybirds and various other disgusting creatures stuck to him at the moment. The next